Good evening, our dear listener, and welcome to Explorer Online Radio. Reading you the news at 9 is Nicholas Tevandeke. The headlines: Security agencies tighten security around Namgongo. UNEB extends deadline for candidates' registration. Rockets kill 17 in Sudan's market attack. This is the news in detail. Security agencies have heightened their presence in and around Namgongo Catholic shrines ahead of Martyrs' Day on 3rd June. According to the police spokesperson Fred Enanga, joint security task teams are camped at all the 4 venues and continue to review the level of preparedness and assessment of threats and vulnerabilities towards the popular religious celebrations. Enanga says that police have worked on intelligence and analysis, profiled all venues, hotels and hotspots in the area to help identify potential risks and taken steps on how to address them. Kampala Metropolitan Police spokesperson Patrick Onyango has also said that police have banned cameras and heavy jackets at both the Catholic and Anglican shrines for both tourists and civilians. He says journalists will be allowed to enter with their cameras, but only after they have been checked and cleared by security. And from Uganda National Examination Board, the Executive Director, Daniel Odongo, has declared extension of the registration of students in both primary and secondary schools for the end-of-year national exams. In today's press statement, Odongo has announced that the deadline has been pushed to June 7th and asked all heads of schools to use the 7 days to register additional candidates, even after submission of the main list. The statement adds that so far, schools have 96% of expected PLE candidates, 91.2% of UCE, and 86% of USCE students. Candidates who will register between the 8th to 30th of June will pay 100% surcharge for PLE and 50% for UCE and USCE, while those who will register in July will all be subjected to 100% surcharge. On a sad note, 2 female pilgrims identified as Speciosa Nambi and Oliver Nabakoza from Mlengo district have been knocked dead by a speeding bus at Nabingo along the Kampala-Masaka highway. Eyewitnesses claim the bus traveling to Kampala lost control and rammed into the deceased. Eve Nanziri, a catechist from Makondo Parish, Mlengo district, says it was the first time the deceased were walking on foot to Namgongo. Away from that, the government has allocated 800 million shillings to facilitate the development of Aru Falls in Angangura sub-county, Padel district. The State Minister of Tourism, Martin Mugaraba Hinduka, announced the allocation, emphasizing that the funds will support various infrastructure projects aimed at enhancing visitor experiences and promoting the site's tourism potential. The allocated funds, which are scheduled to become operational in the upcoming financial year, will be utilized to construct essential facilities such as walkways, guardrails, and roads. These improvements are crucial for ensuring convenient access, visitor safety, and overall security within Aru Falls. And in more news, Uganda Bureau of Statistics has allocated shillings 399 billion for the upcoming population census scheduled for August this year. Chris Mukiza, the executive director, revealed that the funds will be utilized over a period of 2.5 years. Of this, 150.6 billion will be allocated for activities such as district mapping, procurement, recruitment, training, and deployment in preparation for the census. Mukiza further stated that during the census, an estimated 176 billion will be used to cover expenses related to facilitating the enumeration process, payments of enumerators, data analysis, and other operational aspects. In other news, NIRA officials have arrested a suspected conman known as Badaki Samuel Kigongo from Kasese district, who has been fleecing people of their money while promising to get them national identity cards and other related documents from the NIRA headquarters in Kololo. Chigongo was nabbed while trying to defraud NIRA staff of shillings 700,000. NIRA spokesperson Osborne Mushabe has revealed that the suspect was involved in several scams and has been handed over to police waiting to be arraigned before court. This follows NIRA's crackdown on conmen who target people at its headquarters in Kololo and extort money from them while disguising themselves as NIRA staff. Mushabe has made a reminder to Ugandans that NIRA does not take cash from people for any service since all payments are done in banks. And across borders, the mandate of the East African Regional Force set up to tackle militia violence in eastern DRC has been extended to September during a Wednesday summit chaired by President Evariste Ndayishimiye of Burundi. The force's future had been uncertain since its mandate expired in March, and East African community leaders had expressed differing views on how it should operate. The East African Community Secretary General Peter Mathuki said the extension aims at consolidating the gains made by the force that has helped achieve a relative peace in the region. And lastly, at least 17 people were killed and 106 others wounded on Wednesday after rockets hit a market south of the capital, Khartoum. This is the largest number of people killed by shelling in an attack around the capital since fighting between the Sudanese army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces started on 15th April. This brings the civilian death toll in the conflict to 883. The attack came as talks brokered by the US and Saudi Arabia to end the conflict collapsed. That has been the news for you at 9. Thank you for listening and have a good night.